If you are like me and you've been nibbling on that Halloween candy a little bit too much and you're beginning to think, I've got to get my acting gear, you are in luck, because we are so happy to welcome Dr. Jessica Smiley back on the show. She is with Smiley Family Chiropractic in Madisonville, Tennessee, but talking today about something called Soza Weight Loss. You may have heard of it. Dr. Danielle Barron next to her, also part of the practice. Good to see you.
Happy to be here.
So refresh my memory a little bit, because I know what you want to focus on today are things that people can do really now towards eating and living a healthier lifestyle. But the Soza Weight Loss is kind of its own unique brand, if you will, right?
It is. It was developed by osteopaths and chiropractors. It is a natural, real way to lose weight, and ultimately you create a new set point. We're coaching healthy lifestyle and healthy living. And Dr. Danielle, I don't know if you want to share anything there.
Well, I want to pick up on something, because you said it's a natural way to reset your normal, basically. Probably a lot of people have done something where they just think, I'm going to eliminate sugar for a few days. That's kind of what happens, right? Your body's metabolism shifts when you do that. Is that right?
Correct. So your body actually changes to burning like abnormal fat stores, so you maintain your healthy muscle mass while losing fat rapidly.
Okay, so you contrast that idea versus some traditional diets that many people have tried in the past. Is the difference that if you're not eating whole foods, your body can't reset?
Correct. So a lot of times in a lot of other weight loss programs, you're eating prepackaged meals and shakes and bars that don't necessarily have the cleanest ingredients. So there's preservatives and chemicals in there that cause us to hold more weight, and it also affects our hormones, which is another huge reason of why we can't lose a lot of weight. So with Soza, we're eating real food, and as you can see, they're focusing more on organic, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, responsibly raised and farmed foods to help coach that healthy, natural lifestyle.
Okay, I do want to get to the foods you've brought, but you triggered something. You mentioned hormones. So are you talking about hormones that you're getting artificially by having like hormone-infused chicken? Is that what we're talking about? Not your natural hormones, but the artificial ones that you're putting in?
Correct. So you're putting artificial hormones in, which is one, it's not good, and then it actually affects our own ability to make our own hormones, which controls our weight.
Okay, so let's talk about what you've brought with you today, because you have some products that you have, but things that we can all get at the grocery store. I'm going to start in the back, because if you've got kids at home and you've tried to eliminate soft drinks and it's been a struggle for you, if you've not discovered these little Zevias, they're the bomb.
They are. That is all clean. There's no artificial sweeteners in here. It is basically water with natural flavor and stevia, which actually helps regulate blood sugar. And they have all flavors. So I have patients that are highly addicted to sodas, and this is a wonderful transition. But this also is something that you can consume on the diet in unlimited form.
Do they have caffeine in them? Do they have caffeine?
Some do and some do not.
Okay,
Yes,
so if that is a concern for you, just read the label and you can see. And it might throw you for a minute because they are clear.
Yes.
But they don't taste any different.
Correct.
Coconut milk, is that really an advantage, or is that just for people who might be lactose intolerant?
Basically, we're looking at coconut milk or almond milk, unsweetened. Again, we're looking at calories. We're looking at keeping it as clean as possible, and we have found that a lot of people have dairy sensitivities.
Okay. But our body needs fat, is that correct?
That's correct.
So are there just, since it's a nut-based milk, in the case of almond milk, you're getting some of those good fats in there? Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay, obviously you've got organic produce.
Yes.
Families can't necessarily get everything organic.
All we're recommending is we do the very best that we can possibly do, and shopping local in our farmers market. And the more that we grow in a perfect world, we would have our own gardens.
Right.
But as long as we're aware and at least taking action steps to be as clean as possible, the less stress that we're putting in, the better this body will work, the faster we'll lose weight and keep that off.
If you have never gone with organic eggs and you do a comparison, I think you can tell a difference when you peel an organic egg versus a non-organic egg, as crazy as that sounds.
You can tell a difference when you put it in the bowl, what it looks like, for sure.
So
from
it's worth
peeling, from what it looks like, from the whole 9 yards.
It's worth the extra $1 to $1.50.
I think so.
To have that advantage. Okay, so the products you've brought, what are those? Because those are specific to Soza, are they not?
They are specific to Soza, and I can't get I get a little distracted by the fat sitting beside us.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that part.
But ultimately, on our program, people will lose anywhere from a half a pound to a full pound, and this is a pound of fat.
Wow.
Per day.
And that is actually equivalent to 3,500 calories.
Wait, okay, so you're going to lose a pound of fat per day, but you're not going to be hungry?
You are not going to be hungry because you are eating clean, you are eating often, and then we utilize specific supplements to help support the process.
So what are these supplements? I don't want to make you get too in the weeds with it, but does everyone get the same thing, or does it depend on the person?
This is our core supplementation, although we're all different.
Okay.
So we make sure that your body can tolerate what is in the core supplement.
So you would use all three of these
Yes, ma'am.
in the package?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you just add it into each, every time you eat? Do you sprinkle that on your food, or how do you do it?
So there's specific guidelines of when and how to take it, and actually when you come in and you decide that you want to do the program, we will sit down with you and coach you and counsel you and make sure you understand everything of how you're supposed to eat and when you're supposed to eat and what you're supposed to take.
Okay, you realize it's a lot for folks to try to learn, and for many people it's a complete 180 on how they are currently living. So you've got this kind of launch you're doing. I love the name, Thin It to Win It.
Yes.
You've got kind of 2 launches. One's coming up though very soon, right?
This coming Tuesday, we are doing a workshop to allow people to understand exactly what it is, how it works. We show you the food list, here's what you're eating. You get a recipe book, and you have unlimited coaching between Dr. Danielle and I via email, text, or phone.
Okay.
We meet with you. If you choose to do the program, we meet with you day one. We weigh, we measure. We're available via, as I mentioned, and then we meet again on 30 days, and then we meet again on 60 days.
Okay.
And a lot of people have achieved their goals before then, and they celebrate and they start their adding different foods back in. And then some people say, I still want more, and they continue the process. And we have people in our office that have lost over 50 pounds.
So you also realize, if I've heard you correctly, that for some people, either this time of year, they might be a little bit afraid to start something that they're unsure of, or they're just so busy, whatever it might be.
Right.
So you're doing another workshop in January for the
Yes.
New Year's resolution folks out there.
Yes. So on 11/5, we are doing our people that want to know about it now, let's get this done. But we're also preparing people for that January launch.
Okay.
So we are having prizes. We've partnered up with Anytime Fitness, and we are going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to change lives.
So the fact that you were in Madisonville, which is what, about 45 minutes from Chattanooga?
To this station was actually an hour and a half.
Okay.
So depending on where you are in Chattanooga.
So if that might be a commitment for you to make, but you could do it the one time, because then your other correspondence is done remotely.
Correct. So there's truly just 3 trips if people are truly committed to making this happen.
And before I let you go, some people have the idea that to eat healthy costs more money than to eat not healthy. Not necessarily the case, because if you're eating the appropriate things, you're not as hungry. Is that right?
You're right, but I'm going to say this. You're going to pay one way or the other. You might pay now with a little extra food costs, or you're going to pay later because you're sicker.
Well, that's a good way to let you end the segment. So here's how you find them both, Doctors Jessica Smiley and Danielle Barron at Smiley Family Chiropractic up in Madisonville.
Yes.
But if you just Google Soza Weight Loss, you can find them that way too.
Yes.
Their phone number, that's probably the best thing for you to know here in Chattanooga, 423-442-2100. Online, smileyfamilychiro.com. November 5th at 6 o'clock
Yes.
is when the next workshop takes place, and then they'll be back on the show, we hope, before the January meeting to give us a refresher course and maybe some results from folks who came in November. Good to see you both.
Thank you so
Wonderful
much.
to have.